Let's go to Debbie from Virginia. What's up, Debbie? First time caller.
Well, hi. I'm hoping you're cheering after we're done. I just felt like your conversation feels way too one-sided to me. You make comments like people don't care about women dying in birth. They care more about babies being stillborn. You use words like stillborn because they've killed the baby while it's inside before it comes out. And I don't think that's a fair analogy. And I don't think that we don't have movements that go, let's kill women during childbirth. So we really don't have to have a big movement against that. I think we do have things that are trying to improve that in our country,
And who's behind the people trying to improve maternal mortality? Who's behind it?
I would hope that every American, and that's another thing that I have. Oh, you're saying it's not, but you also say that Trump. But you're also saying it was
Debbie. Give me the policy that Trump has for maternal health.
You got me.
Yeah, sure got. Well, you know what? It isn't a matter of getting you. It's a matter of just being logical. I mean, we have Republican states denying federal funding to feed children. That happened in Georgia, right? And ultimately, what I'm talking about is privacy in your doctor's office. That's ultimately what I'm saying. And I believe Reese's saying that too.
Can I add, in Texas, they're actually trying to minimize reporting on maternal mortality. They care so much. Okay, so then why in Texas are they trying to minimize reporting on that? Why aren't we have states where there are abortion bans, you have higher infant mortality? It's not because they're killing babies. It's because more babies that were never viable are being born. Why are more women dying in places with abortion bans? It's not because they care about women. It's not because they're trying to lower maternal mortality. It's not because they care about babies either. And so we're having an evidence-based conversation. I know I may be animated, and I know I may be expressing myself in a way that maybe you're not accustomed to when that's coupled with facts and data and evidence and policy. But the data is there. And by the way, it's not just Black women who are dying disproportionately. It's white women that are dying disproportionately. But when we talk about who's doing something about it, we could talk about Republican Senator John Kennedy, who sat up there and said, well, if you correct, meaning if you disregard the maternal mortality for Black women in the state of Louisiana, which he's a senator for, well, it's not that bad. What? That sounds like a party that cares about it. Meanwhile, it took Vice President Kamala Harris coming in and elevating this to the level of the White House. It took Vice President Kamala Harris coming in and getting, like I said, it was 13 states. Now it's 43, 47 something states that have expanded postpartum coverage. That was Vice President Kamala Harris's initiative. It was in Vice President Kamala Harris's platform to end the maternal mortality disparities that we see in this country, not just by race, but we have disparities with other countries. And so when I say that I don't believe that you care, not you, because I don't know you, you called in. I didn't know who the hell you were before you called in. I'm talking about you in terms of this country, the choice that we've made policy-wise. There is evidence that there is not actually a concern for babies or for women because we do have the highest maternal mortality rate of industrialization. That's an evidence-based assessment.
I'm a nice guy, Debbie. Final comment.
Pardon me?
I said I'm a nice guy. Final comment, Debbie.
Okay, final comment is that you should stop saying things that aren't true, like Trump has Nazi rallies, and try to deal with the truth.
Debbie, is this your first time listening to the show? Is this your first time listening to the show? Debbie, is this your first time? Debbie, you couldn't even speak truth about the policy of the man that you support. Okay, I gave you space to speak your little bit of truth. You said humana, 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 humana. So you couldn't even speak that truth at all. So why don't you call in and know what you're talking about before you try to correct the record. You are in a ball of confusion. I don't know what brought you to this show, but no one is spitting out lies here. Who is spitting out lies is your own president. And that is the liar in chief, Debbie.
Well, let me just ask Debbie one more question.
So, Debbie, let me just give it to you, Debbie. First time listening?
Oh, see, I had one question for her, but it's okay. She can go. But that's funny because now when I broke down the evidence, it was now straw man talk about
now
Nazi rally. Who said something about some goddamn Nazi rally?
Deflecting.
When did you hear that? Oh.
I haven't mentioned his rallies, but see, here's the thing. She's putting us all in one category.
She's just going back to the talking points. She's going back to the script. Yeah, because I care about children. Rallies. Yeah.
I care about women. I care about health. We were talking about anesthesia. We're talking about really specific things. And she just, boom. It's just so silly.
I don't give a damn about Trump and his funky ass rallies, okay? The motherfucker is the president-elect. That's what I care about. I care about the way that this country is going to be ran. I care about his cabinet of deplorables, degenerates, deviants. That's what I care about. I care about, as we just discussed, if you were listening with listening ears, how the next administration, the Trump administration, is going to be responsible for the fact that how anesthesia minutes coverage are calculated. That's what I'm concerned about when you have insurance companies that are announcing they're not going to cover anesthesia beyond the formula that now the Trump administration is going to be in charge of calculating. That's what my concern is when it comes to Trump. Not his little funky ass rallies and y'all little ugly ass red hats and you'll grab them by the pussy shirts. I don't care about y'all. I don't have nothing to do with y'all. Y'all ain't in my sphere. It does not impact me. It doesn't influence me. Matter of fact, I ain't even mad at y'all. Y'all did what y'all was supposed to do.
Y'all voted.
You wanted y'all little raggedy ass, authoritarian, criminal, degenerate president, and you got him. So I ain't even got a problem with you, Debbie, but stand in it. Stand in being the party that does not do anything about improving maternal mortality. It doesn't do anything about improving children having child hunger. Stand in that. Don't call up in here and talk about we lying on something. Stand in what the hell that you standing in on, point blank period, if you can't follow the conversation. Debbie.
First time to see it must be a new listener, because if you listen for a while, I'm going to ask you a question. I said, give me one policy that Trump is on maternal. You got me.
Child, you out of your depth and you out of your range coming on here, honey. You stick to the script on some other program because this ain't the one. Because again, we had evidence-based. This has been the least feelings. We've been talking about things that we can back up with data.